is most of my hair. I mean, I'm obviously not bald, but you can see me. Feels like corn husk. Hi, and welcome to Allie's Authentic Self episode, I don't know. Today we're gonna talk about, well, you're not gonna talk about anything. Today I'm gonna talk about Deadpool. Just kidding, but I could do a whole video about it, but I won't because today I'm going to talk about my hair story. Granted, I could not put all of it into one video. Well, I could, but it would be the biggest bitch to edit. So I'm going to try to summarize my hair story. Not because I think that the internet needs to know my business, but because when this was all happening, I went to YouTube and I looked for people who were around my age having this issue, and I didn't find very many in this specific category of hair loss, because there are lots of reasons for hair loss, many of which you can find resources for and coping mechanisms for, and this and that and this and that. I have androgenetic alopecia, as well as a whole bunch of other issues with my scalp. I had a biopsy done last year and the page came back with just so many words on it that I didn't understand, all of which just make my scalp a bad environment for hair to be in and hair to thrive in. So androgenetic alopecia. You may have also heard it called male pattern baldness, but I am 100% not a male. It's also female pattern baldness. Now, when men tend to lose their hair, they lose it like back in the crown and they get a receding hairline. Women tend to have it thin all over, specifically sometimes in this spot right here, which is what is happening to me. But most often this happens to women like after menopause, which again 100% has not happened to me. I'm 21 and this started happening when I was 18, 19. It started really picking up when I was 19, 20. I'm in a very good place now with this situation, and it took me a long time and a lot of frustration to get here. That's the best way to put this. The problem was that I couldn't control it. You know, if you're having like, I don't know, a problem with drinking, you try to find the strength to stop drinking. If you're having a problem with overeating, you try to find the strength to stop overeating. I'm trying to find other examples, but the point is that I couldn't just have my hair grow. There was nothing that I could do that was going to make my hair grow. I could have gone on steroids and they might have helped, but then I'd have to be on them for a long time, and I could have done the Rogaine thing, but again, you'd have to be on it for a long time and there's no guarantee that it works, and then once you stop taking it, your hair just kind of goes back to where it was. So there was no real solution. I had no control, so my hair was just gonna jump right out of my head without any say from me. But once I sort of stopped playing victim, it got a lot easier. It's kind of like my only option really was to cope with it, get stronger, move forward. And that is what I like to think that I've done. My biggest hurdle was probably getting over the way that I thought people would perceive me. I am a performer, and so that means that I'm intending to make my career on a stage, being seen, being looked at, also being heard, most importantly being heard. But what comes with that is people seeing me, and like I'll make these music videos where I have camera angles, and like I can't hide the fact that my hair is super thin, though I've tried. So I was so concerned that people were going to see me and think that I was unhealthy, because thin hair is a sign of being unhealthy. That's how it's always been since like the old ages. Somebody with thick hair,
they're healthy, they are going to make a great mate.
They have very thin hair, and they're young.
They cannot be healthy, not a good mate.
You're welcome for that reenactment. So I was so concerned that people are going to think that I was unhealthy and that people were going to assume things. Also, I'm a teacher and I was concerned that my students were going to think that I was unhealthy, and my students, who are very young and very naive, were going to assume things. And I would never want anybody to think that I was going through some sort of intense illness or treatment, because I'm not, and I do not know what that's like. I am very lucky that I don't have an illness that's causing my hair to fall out, nothing like that, and so I'm very grateful that it's just hair. But I understand that a lot of people hate that sentence. It was really important to me to realize that I could cut most of my hair off and people weren't just focused on my head. Still have value as a human without hair, because I mean society looks at a woman with gorgeous hair and is instantly like, wow, look how beautiful, she must be so strong, she must be so confident. And you can have long beautiful hair and be strong and confident, but you can also have no hair and be strong and confident. Hi, I'm Allie, and that's that's what I'm trying to be. Wigs, not for me. I thought that wigs were an option, so I went to a wig place down in Manhattan, one of the best wig places, and she tried on real hair wigs on my head, and it was horrifying. Also, I went alone, which was even more horrifying and just generally stressful. But having somebody put hair on your head that doesn't belong to you, it just didn't feel right. In my head, I was like, they're gonna put a wig on me and I'm gonna be like, yes, this is just like my hair was. It's just like nothing's wrong, like nothing's happened. No, it was uncomfortable and it was weird to think this was on somebody else's head, and also they were so straight and my hair was so curly originally that it was just like, it's not me, it's not right, it doesn't feel right. Also, wigs, so expensive. Thousands of dollars for real hair wigs, just not for me. Also, as you've noticed, my hair is super short right now. As I said in a previous video, I shaved it a little over a month ago, something like that. And it does grow, obviously. And it grows at a decent pace. It's just falling out faster than it's growing back. I'm really glad and kind of proud of myself that I've gotten to a point where I just don't care anymore about what my hair situation is. It's still an important part of my life, and sometimes I definitely still do struggle a little, but for the most part, I'm gonna say 95% of the time, I'm cool with it. The only time it gets difficult is when I see it in my hands after I shampoo my hair. Seeing it is still hard, but also understand that you lose, what, 100 hairs a day or something like that? Everybody sheds. That's normal. It's just that mine sheds very much, and there's not a lot of it. And some things are still kind of scary. Like, I don't know if it's this thin now, what's it gonna look like in 20 years? So yes, it has taken me a while to get to this point with my hair where I'm okay with it and comfortable with it, and I don't mind showing it, because I definitely didn't want people around me to see it for a while. Did not want to put it online for a while. But I'm like proud of myself that I got here. Good job, me. Granted, I do prefer my hair to be in like the sort of pixie style where it's a little bit longer. That's my favorite, I think. I think it just fits my face. I think this one makes my ears look a little bigger, but you know, who cares? This will do fine, and it's just a little less stressful to see your hair fall out all the time when it's really short. But I will admit, there are some things that I do miss, such as throwing my hair into a messy bun or a ponytail. That was just so satisfying. Also, braids. I am a fidgety person, so I like to just be able to braid my hair, so I miss that. Also, you know, it's very cold. The other day I was walking through a parking lot and I was an idiot and didn't wear a hat, and it was like 20 degrees and I was just like, my brain. Anyway, if you are dealing with a similar thing, or if you just have questions, ask away, because I know that I had a lot of questions when this was going on that I couldn't ask anybody except WebMD, and that's not healthy for anybody. Feel free to leave them below. I'm very open. I don't mind people asking me questions. I'm a very curious person, so I totally encourage other people to stay curious. I hope you enjoyed something in this video, and if not, that's okay, because I make these videos for myself and for anybody else who may want to hear me speak about things. You can give this a like if you want to. You can share it if you want to. You can leave a comment down below. You can subscribe, and I will see you next time for I don't know what, because I don't plan these. Shout out to Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool for being a female superhero with a shaved head. What a badass. I had this bug, this idea, this very nonsensical idea that your hair mattered that much, but it doesn't. Hair and no hair, it doesn't matter as much as being a good person matters. I got rid of my hair so I could show myself, hey look, this may be your end deal, this may be what happens, you have no hair. But look, you're still alive, you are still functioning, you still have all the intelligence that you had before, you still have all the talent that you've had before, you just look a little bit different.